Brook Lopez, by the way, has a brand new point guard in Deron Williams, who will make his home debut here tonight for the New Jersey Nets. It'll be his third game, as he lost his first two as a member of the Nets in Texas against San Antonio and then Houston.
Yeah, well, I love Williams. This is kind of a big version of Jason Kidd with a jump shot. He loves to go inside and penetrate amongst the trees. He's got a big, strong frame. He can finish or dish down low. Great passing skills. His points have been down a little bit, but he has been going to the glass with 4.5 rebounds in his 2 games, and his assist numbers as he's trying to make some friends way up. 14.5 assists a game. I think they're going to love him in New Jersey. The question is, how long can they keep him in the Nets uniform?
That is the $80 million question for the New Jersey Nets and Deron Williams. His contract will run out after next season, and just before this team moves to Brooklyn, including Luke Walton, Iguodala, Richard Jefferson, a bunch of former Wildcats, and even Earl Clark texted him and congratulated him on the big shot. And there's Deron Williams. Alvin Gentry was saying he thought he'd seen the last of Deron at the Utah Jazz, and he moves east, and of course the Suns.
But that's one thing you have to watch on, staying in front of Deron Williams. These big, strong guards, all the type of guards that will give Nash trouble from time to time. That's why they've started Grant Hill in his place.
And you see those numbers for Deron Williams, far below his season average in Utah, and now with the New Jersey Nets. First 2 games averaging 14.5 points, 14.5 assists, had 17 assists in their loss to the Houston Rockets. That was their last game. Back-to-back losses in Texas to the Spurs, and Hill now brings it into the front court. Being defended by Damian James, who comes up with a steal. James, the 23-year-old, a rookie out of Texas. Grant Hill hits the floor at midcourt. Anthony Morrow free to fire for 3.
Yeah, that's something he does really well. Nash may go for a shot, but he's not content with that. He slides down that lane, and Nash now is able to dish that basketball off to him.
Well, how long did Steve Nash hang in the air before handing that off to Robin? And rebounded by Damian James. Missed the first 34 games of this season with a fractured foot. Baseline jump shot, what a pretty touch for Brook Lopez. That's the big difference.
That ball game, not turning it over.
Tight one here early, already 5 lead changes. Robin Lopez has 6 points to lead the Suns. Deron Williams with 5, working on Vince Carter. Gives it off to Chris Humphries, takes aim. Chris Humphries has a nice baseline J.
Yeah, and now you've seen both the bigs, Humphries and Lopez, win a lot of cash for that young man that is still more of a defender.
He is a terrific athlete. Grant Hill lost it on the dribble. It was taken away by Damian James. Deron Williams feeds Travis Outlaw. Fresh off the line. Take that, Suns announcers.
Nicely, he's mixed up, getting himself open in the paint with 2 nice little layups inside, and they got the 6 points from behind the arc.
Done it nicely, done it in a hurry, in only 4 minutes of action. Deron Williams just took Aaron Brooks. He was an eyewitness to the miracle on Hudson. I talked to him a few weeks ago as Deron Williams goes up for the floater and it drops. But Vince Carter, when he was playing here for the New Jersey Nets, actually witnessed that plane landing on the Hudson.
That was an amazing thing. That pilot was truly a hero.
Yep. Vince was at his apartment. It was after a day game. Deron Williams, back-to-back buckets.
Wow, that ends up, those
very strong defensively and rebounding-wise coming out of Texas, and the tap is controlled by James and the Nets.
Yeah, he would do really well in the combine we just saw in Indianapolis over the weekend, huh?
Stir here in New Jersey was having some off-the-court problems, and they ended up trading him to Houston. Warren trying to draw that call. Out of the back comes Deron Williams, finds Morrow. Dudley ran at him a little tardy, and Morrow sticks it.
Yeah, and they made him pay. The Suns had a bad. Jared Dudley first got on that offensive glass, and then Ward got on the offensive glass. And you say, hey, Kay maybe forced one against the 7-footer. He deserved that. He worked hard for that offensive board.
Lopez, bruising move inside.
Oh, Lopez is starting to get it going.
Grant and Vince smiling at over there along the bench. They are having a good time. It's part of the spirit and the personality of this team. While the Suns are playing their best basketball. That's an incredible pass from Deron Williams over to Damian James. We've seen that missed shot tracked down by Brook Lopez. 9 points and 6 rebounds for Brook. 8 points, 4 boards for Robin. Inside they go to Chris Humphries. He likes to tend that rim.
Deep 3, not able to get that one to connect.
Williams slowed down By Channing Frye, here is Brook Lopez in that quick release. Timeout Alvin Gentry. He does not like the beginning to this second half one bit.
Well, one thing that you miss when you're on the road as well, it almost looked cartoonish. And Steve Nash thinking, I got him on his heels. It's time to pull up and shoot. That's embarrassed him enough.
Back he comes. What a soft touch for Brook Lopez. Comes in averaging 19 points a game. 45% for Anthony Morrow. Hakeem Ward with the outside stick. Teams finding the range here early in the fourth quarter that they couldn't find in the third period.
They stayed with it, worked the entire 24-second shot clock. Got a layup out the rim that's followed up by a player that's a dunker.
The Suns now have 3 bench players scoring in double figures. Brook Lopez has allowed Grant Hill to take most of the night off. Grant Hill, coming off the 34 points against the Pacers, has only played 21 minutes. Dudley tracking Humphries, who goes in for the jam. Suns may need Grant Hill to defend Deron. For Hack tonight, 16 points, 7 rebounds. He is 7 of 12 shooting. Perfect. 2 of 2 at the line with those last tosses. Gortat, there's just not much more you can do. He kind of shook his head, looked over at Alvin Gentry and said,
and that's where you want to save if you got to save it. Don't save it quickly underneath your own basket. Throw it way back out to the time strike.
Nash standing in front of Deron Williams. Crossing over to Lopez, and he nails it. Brook Lopez now with 23 points and makes it a 5-point game. Shot clock is down to 3. Nash needs to make something happen. Off-balance shot, rebounded by Lopez. Used up every second of the shot clock. Deron Williams over to Morrow. He has a good look for 3. Got it. 2-point game. Anthony Morrow drains the 3.
So they're going to have to foul. There's not enough time left.
So you can take one more. You take a look at Morrow, who hits the 3, and then Steve Nash resetting offensively and defensively. New Jersey stacking at the top of the key. It goes to Morrow. Shoots past Nash and drills the 3. 1-point game. Second 3-point hit for Anthony Morrow, keeping New Jersey alive. They still have a heartbeat with 10.7 seconds to go.
Oh my goodness. Now if the Suns get this ball inbounded to Steve Nash and he makes both free throws again, it still would only make it a 1-possession game. The Nets have much life here in New Jersey.
He got the angle on Steve Nash. 94-93 Phoenix. Anymore after he's hit back-to-back threes to make this a 1-point game.
Yeah, he's done a nice job all night long behind that arc. 5 3-pointers, and none bigger than this one right here. Steve Nash kind of got on his hip. But
Deron so far has left the New Jersey Nets hanging. Not saying whether or not he will sign an extension with this team. Kind of a wait-and-see approach. Brook against Robin. And Brook Lopez now with 23.